Hey, yoga mamas and friends. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about kind of looking within and using moments of pause during the day to kind of feel where you're at with your emotions and your thoughts and your stress level. But also looking around as a way of orienting yourself to your space, which is actually a somatic experiencing technique. And if you don't know what somatic experiencing is, I will link to the Substack post that's connected to this video, and it gives a little more information on that. But the idea with somatic experiencing is kind of bringing some balance to your nervous system and how your nervous system responds to your daily stressors in life. So if you're someone that has a hard time meditating, sitting still, closing your eyes and just looking within, this is a good little video for you. So I'm not going to do any really meditation here. I'm not going to tell you to close your eyes, because I feel like this little video is kind of more about looking into what your body and your mind need. And a lot of times it isn't closing our eyes. And as busy moms, maybe with small children, we can't close our eyes because we have to watch the kids. We have to be alert to what's going on in our environment. So I'm going to start with just my hands on my legs. You could sit however you want. Take a big breath in and just sigh. Sometimes my eyes naturally close, and that's my mode. I like closing my eyes, but if you don't have to. Let's do another sigh. Breathe in. And just let it be a vocal sigh if you want. So when we look within, sometimes we don't have to close our eyes or be still, but just having a hand on our heart, you can also have a hand on your belly, brings your attention a little more internally while keeping you present to what's going on in your environment. Honestly, adding a little swaying is nice. I feel like as mamas, after that stage where we've been holding a baby a lot and swaying with them, this almost comes naturally to us. So just swaying. Let your breath keep moving. All right, and then you can bring the swaying to stillness. Hands can come down, and we're just gonna look up and down. And this in itself is a little bit of a neck stretch. Just do it a few times, up and down. No specification on how fast or slow you should do this, just a pace that feels good to you. And then looking side to side. Again, the breath is moving, but you don't have to coordinate it with the movement. Okay, so you can even loosen up your shoulders. Sometimes if we move our neck and head, the shoulders kind of freeze up to stabilize. Shake the arms out. Maybe do a few neck circles. All right, you might be wondering, so what's the big deal? I'm doing neck circles. Who cares? I already knew how to do this. It's true, you knew how to do it, but now I'm hoping this is inspiration for you to do these little things when you have a moment, when you actually notice, oh my gosh, I'm stressed. I don't know about you, but I can go through my day just firing forward, busy, attending to myself, to my kids, to my friends, to my husband, to my family. And then before you know it, I get to the end of the day and I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel stressed, or I feel anxious, I feel angry, I feel frustrated. But I didn't have time to process it during the day. So just a little pause, whether it's hands on the body, moving the neck and head around, swaying side to side, taking a sigh or a big breath, reminds us just to stop. It only has to be a few seconds, and ask yourself, how am I feeling? And if the answer is I don't know, that's okay. Sometimes that's my answer. But the point is to get in that habit of pausing a few seconds, maybe 30 seconds, or even a whole minute, and just asking yourself, how am I doing? It's just really, to me, it's just one of the best forms of self-care. Kind of like showing a good friend or your child or your spouse or partner concern by asking them how they're doing. So you're in relationship with yourself. That's the deepest yoga. Okay, so if you're like me, sometimes the best way to kind of let stress out is to move my body. So again, the shaking arms, shaking shoulders, maybe you stand up. My head's gonna get cut off. I shake my legs out. You know, today I had some pretty intense anger to deal with. I won't burden you with the story, but I'm sure you've been there in your own form or fashion. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna try this wood chopper exercise. So wood chopper is, just think of like a wide stance, okay? So you get it, you bend the knees. You want the knees to be bent, especially if you have tight hamstrings or a tight back. So if your hamstring and back are tight, move slow. You'll breathe in, you can interlace the hands, breathe in, arms go up, and then and bring the arms down. Breathe in, and bring the arms down. So that's a slow version. But if you're like super pissed off, which I was this morning, sometimes it helps to have a little more force. So you can bend the knees, and if you really do have a lot of tightness in the hamstrings and back, maybe it's good to warm up first or make sure your body's warm. So don't just jump out of bed and do this. But faster version might be like this. You breathe in, arms up. So don't be afraid to make some noise. Oh, I forgot, after that you could do a little bouncing and just shake it out. I mean, it doesn't have to be just a few times. You could do that, 10 times, 20, 30 times. Take a break in the middle, shake it out. The other thing I want to show is, like, you can actually practice this concept of orienting to your environment with yoga postures. I don't know about you, but when I first started in yoga as a teenager, I somehow got into my head that closing my eyes was better to kind of like sense into my body, and it can be good depending on what you're feeling, what you're trying to get out of your practice. But we can bring this practice of orienting, looking around, into yoga postures. For example, if I were to do like a cobra, you could do a low one or a high one and kind of look back. And you don't want to jump out of bed and do this. You want your body to be kind of warm. And it doesn't have to be a huge twist. But just adding that little twist can bring some mobility into the neck and the shoulders. That's great. Small twist, big twist, whatever you want to do. Maybe you cat and cow, and when you do this, breathing in, cow, breathing out, cat, and you're stretching the muscles in the rib cage so that you can take a deeper breath. You're opening up the rib cage, releasing tension so that your breath can be deeper. I like this slow cat-cow, so I can really sense into the different parts of my spine, from the lower to the middle to the upper part. All right, so with a little more twisting, maybe we'll do a lunge, and you can keep the back knee down and kind of twist back with the arm. Bring the arm forward and look, and just, it doesn't have to be a specific pattern with the arm. If you want a little more intensity, you can bring that back knee up and just kind of breathe and twist with your arms and torso both ways. Choose the speed that feels good to you. Let's try it on the other side. I know I'm going a little bit fast, but I just want to give you a lot of options. So back knee down. The breath is moving. It does not have to be coordinated with the movement. Just let it be fluid. Move in a way that feels good to you. And then again, a little more intensity. Lifting up the back leg. Torso comes up, and you're just breathing and free flowing with the arms and the torso. And then eventually you can bring this up to like a standing and just twist side to side, which I love this. It feels so releasing just to breathe and bend my knees, get grounded through my legs, and twist side to side and just loosen up my arms. And this is also a form of looking around. My eyes are following my movement. Maybe down into a malasana, squat pose. If this is intense for you, you can lift the heels, put a bolster there, And do some little twists, reaching back with one arm. And then the other arm. You could do one movement per breath, or you can hold each side for a few breaths. Whatever feels good to you. So just some ideas of, one, ways to kind of feel into your body and your mind and see what's going on for you internally, and also ways to just connect with your surroundings, because sometimes, it's good to work with what's internal, what's going on for us on the inside, but sometimes we just need a little break from it. Sometimes we can over focus on that and kind of obsess on it. And this is why I love going for walks, because I could just get out of my head and move my body and get a change of scenery. So think of it as getting a change of scenery, connecting yourself to what's going on around you, especially if your kids are around, connecting with them, or connecting with a friend or your partner or someone else in your family. So I hope that's helpful. Look in the description of this video for my Substack post that talks about capacity, and how it relates to your yoga practice and how it can help you deal with stress. So I hope you enjoyed that. Share this with someone if you found it useful. Watch it again if you want to try the practices, but I do encourage you to try these practices on your own, kind of just spread out throughout your day if you can think about it. All right, hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching.